Thanks for clicking on my video. Before we get started, please click the subscribe button so that you can get more great content such as this one. Thanks. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm your host Tony Coleman, and today I'm going to talk to you about Simcash. Simcash is a beer money app where you can sell your unused international texting to make a pretty decent profit for the month. It does require you to have international, even though I can send here in the United States. There's not a lot of texts available to send. So if you're limited to only US texting, you will not make very much money. You won't get very many texts available. I think I've had 2 in maybe 2 weeks time. So you're definitely going to want to have international texting available. That's where all the money really is. So to get started, you want to go to simcash.io. It is not on the Play Store, so you're going to have to download the APK file straight from their site. But just tap on that link. It'll ask you how you want to save it. I've already done it. It may warn you downloading files like that may be dangerous. It just says that because it's not coming from the Google Play Store. Just go ahead and hit download and accept. After it's done, and you run the APK file, it'll also say that you may need to change some of your settings. I already have it installed. I don't think it will let me do it again. However, all you gotta do is go in there and allow it to install from an untrusted source. So most people who have ever heard the term sideloading already know the process and can get that going. So after it's installed, it'll look like this. Obviously, if you're watching this video, you probably haven't registered an account yet, so just go to register. Fill in your information. At the very bottom though, that last line, referral code, make sure you put mine in. I will have it in the description of the video. That is where you associate yourself with whoever referred you. Obviously, level 1 referrals tend to get a 10% bonus. Level 2 referrals tend to get a 5% bonus. So it's a pretty good referral system. But once you put all that in there, just hit accept and register. In this case, I already have a login, so just log in. Here I've already got one set up. When you first come in here, this will, where you see the green dots, those will all be white dots. You just tap on it. Yours will say not active, and it'll have a red box by it. To name this sim, you just tap right where I've put pixel and those numbers. You can name it anything you want. Just do something that's got meaning. Right below that, you won't have any of those numbers that you see all jumbled up, but you just tap on it, and this is where you will set up your country that you want added. As you can see, I've got 198 that I've manually added in here. To add a country, just hit the add country button, scroll through, only add the ones that you know are on your approved list for your data plan or your texting plan, because if not, international text can cost quite a bit of money, and you may not make any money if you don't have the right setup. See, I've got a lot of countries listed here. I can just hit continue. Here's where you put limits. I've been playing around with some different limits. You can set an hourly limit, you can set a daily limit, a weekly limit, monthly limit. Basically, the reason you would want to set a limit in there is because you may get flagged for spamming if you send too many. Every carrier has different ratings for what they consider spamming, so you'll want to play with your own settings and hopefully not get in trouble. The other thing is when setting up countries, you can also designate how much per text. You do that when you're setting up the country. You want to keep it somewhere in the green where it says price is fair. If you go too high, you may not get text messages for that country and therefore no earnings. If you go too low, you won't get paid very much for your earnings, and you're basically undercutting everybody, but you're also going to be setting a new standard to be too low. You'll also be losing out on a lot of your profit. So I recommend keeping it somewhere in the lighter green color. That seems to be the fair rate, just as they state. So once you have all your settings the way you want it, you just change it to active, like I have right there, and then you hit update sim. Just continue and wait. From that point, Simcash will basically put you in a pool waiting for text messages to go out. Once there's some available, you'll start seeing the numbers below there change. Like right now for the day, I've already sent out 74 text messages. I don't have an hourly limit, so I don't have to worry about that. For the week, it tells you how many you've sent for the week, because I just set this up yesterday. There's only been 84. And then for the month, obviously, since it's only been going one day, it's only got 84 as well. Simcash does have several cash out options. I'll let you look through all that, but when you go to request payout, minimum payout is €0.50. Fees free if I go with an internal transfer. What that means is if you're sending it from one Simcash user to another, basically it's like a payment system between users. You have cryptocurrency options, like with Ripple, it's free. Bitcoin, they charge $2.90 or €2.90 for sending it, and they have a minimum of €15 transfer. Not the best of fees. PayPal, minimum payout €6, and they charge you 1.5 euros just to cash out for that. And then on top of that, you're probably going to be paying if you're wanting to convert it to another currency, like the transfers. Charge so much more money for them, but that is what it is. I tend to just focus on Ripple because I have a Coinbase account that I can send Ripple to, and then I can convert it for a lot cheaper than any of the other options here. So that's how simple using Simcash is. The downsides is that if you ever see any of these green dots go red, that means it failed to successfully do the SIM transfer. And if you get 3 of them or more in a row, the app will automatically pause itself to give you time to figure out what the problem is. When that happens, you can actually start it up manually. Sometimes you will get an email from Simcash itself saying that even though you have all green, they're detecting that it's not going through properly, and so they will suspend you. You have to get a hold of them, letting them know that you've verified that everything's good on your side, which means getting a hold of your carrier and doing some testing, blah, blah, blah. 9 times out of 10, from my experience, it's actually been on Simcash's side, but they won't ever admit to it, and they will not give you any real details to help support you on figuring it out. So don't rely on them to help explain things. We have found that the best way of getting hold of them is through WhatsApp. So if you don't have that set up already, I recommend downloading it and getting it set up so that you can reach out to them when that happens. They have very limited hours for support, so you may have to wait a day or longer for them to get back to you. Weekends are the hardest to get things taken care of, so you just got to hope you don't go down Friday night and then not have anything until Monday. So that's the majority of Simcash. You can use cheap MVNOs. We have found that services like Twigby and Jim Mobile and Hello Mobile and some of the others work. Some of the more known carriers, some might work, some might not. The ones that say they have free international unlimited texting still have limits on like the total number of different phone numbers you send through a certain amount of time. They may flag you because you, not necessarily the number of texts you sent, but the number of different phone numbers you've texted. Some of them say it's unlimited, but once you start using a lot of it, they'll just cut you off. So keep an eye on it. But I've got a video up for Twigby already. Check it out. I plan on having one for a few other carriers as I find the good ones. I have one using Visible, but it's only doing the United States, and that's why I know that you're only going to get maybe one text a week, if that, going to the United States. They claim that they don't have international support. I haven't tested that theory because I don't want to pay extra. Straight Talk, their support told me that they don't do international texting, except that if you read their fact, there's a couple different phones listed on there that does indeed supposedly have international texting. Support then changed their stance when I showed them that, and then they said, well, only those phones then. So they really don't have a clue. So even if you reach out to support, they may not know. But when you do set up your account, make sure you look at the list of countries that are included on the unlimited international texting, because if the country that you're trying to text isn't on your list, you could still get charged even though you had unlimited. Your carrier may also have more countries than what Simcash lists, so you don't just want to go down the list on Simcash and add all of them. You want to make sure that they are on your plan. So that's about the majority of what you need to know. If you have more questions, please feel free to drop them in the comment section below. If you're not already subscribing to me, click the subscribe button. Make sure that you like the video, and then hit that bell button so that you can get notifications when I drop more videos like this. So that's it for today. Until next time, have a good one.